Ability USA now, unless there's some sort
There
of
we go.
Oh yeah, here we go. So again, I'm Kurt Roscoe with the World Ability Podcast Network. Thank you, Emily Gomer, our podcast assistant, for getting us going on recording our production and getting out there onto youtube.com. Welcome everybody watching and listening. We're bringing on Ben Thomas. He brings us Workaholic Wednesday with sustained ability. Take it away, Ben. We're looking forward to this.
All
What's up?
right, all right. So, welcome to Workaholic Wednesday. This is Sustained Ability with Benjamin Ariel Thomas with ArielJudah.com. We are hosted live with the World of Ability Network and the Spirit of the Game Foundation. So, today we're just talking about being consistent. It's Wednesday. It's the middle of the week. Hopefully, you met your goals over the last past couple days, and you actually got some traction. You were able to see the things that you were able to follow up on Monday come to a close. The things that you're setting off Tuesday, setting them more in motion today, and today really being rooted in what your plans are for the rest of the week. And I could talk a little bit personally today about my plans for the rest of the week. I'm actually going to see Souls of Mischief tonight, and then I'm going to go to dinner after that. So it's going to be a really busy afternoon. And I got a few hours in between to finish up some prospecting and then also do some personal goals in between. And then also Thursday, I know that I'll be at the Men of Promise networking group. And then also Friday, we have a huge mixer for the Trusted Trade Hub, where we'll have over 20 guests. And then this Saturday, I got a lot of fun personal things that I'll be doing then. Wednesday's a great time in the middle of the week to really step up on the activity. Because it's the middle of the week, a lot of people are at their desk, they're in motion, they're, really just in the swing of it. So you want to leverage this time of the week to get as much activity as physically possible. We're actually doing this early today, which is great because it gives me the last few hours of the afternoon to catch up on some important work. And so, yeah, Workaholic Wednesday isn't just about working yourself to death. It's about thinking strategically about all the days surrounding it because this is the epicenter of the week. The epicenter of the week is when you get the most activity. This is when the huge tidal wave comes of all the emails, all the messages, because everybody's psychologically aware. We're all locked in. We're not on the weekend. We're not on the top of the week. Everybody's in motion doing what they love at the highest level. So basically, this is the time for consistency. We talk a lot about ramp up on Mondays, and I'm a big proponent of not just ramping up on Mondays, but staying in motion. But Tuesday, really following up, seeing what worked, and then Wednesday, this is really a time to use foresight. I don't know if you ever seen That's So Raven, but she used to have these visions where she would just blink and be like, "Oh, I think somebody's gonna slip and fall up the hallway." Well, often you might know that there's actually water on the floor. You might really know that there's water sitting there, soap, and somebody's gonna slip and fall. And if you do not go and dry up the metaphorical soap water that sitting there, somebody goes to fall. So this is a time in the middle of the week where you actually use your introspection to say, what is going to happen in the future? If I get X amount of activity today, how many opportunities is that really going to close? And if I close X amount of opportunities, how much profit really is that for the business? And how much does that really define our future? So really think about the activity you're putting out. Is it revenue generating activity, or are you just creating? Are you just finding work to do, staying busy? You've got to be strategic with your time so your present will also equal your future in exponential growth. So that's what it's all about. It's the middle of the week. It's a time for introspection, retrospection. You want to think, in and outside the box. Don't just think about, oh, I have all this work to do. Think about if I make these strategic moves, I'll get this much further ahead on all of these priorities. So it's all subjective. to how much are you going to make sure that you win now, later? Because it's not just about the present, it's about the future. And we're not living in the past, so we got to make sure we don't deal with the same things that we did before. So, my goal for you today on Workaholic Wednesday is to really think now about where is the soap water laying? Where do I know someone's gonna slip and fall? Where can I dry up a mess that's sitting there that I can clean up, that I can help to make work for everybody? How can I show up for the other people in my life who I know they have a hurdle so I can remove that so they can keep going and go faster? How do I take a hurdle out of my own life so when I hop over that, I can keep going faster and faster and keep going? Just really think about how to remove the bottleneck out of the productivity of your life by looking into the future. So don't say, I'm not a psychic. Man, I don't know. I can't remember. I don't know everything. No, really, really just take control of your time and space by saying, I know what's on my calendar. I know what my responsibilities are. And based on what my time and effort is going to be, this is what's going to happen. And and sometimes it's good to be honest with yourself on a Wednesday and say, I'm not going to have it done by Friday. If you're not going to have it done by Friday, be okay with that and set up a realistic goal and give yourself time. Maybe even take time on Friday to do it and just be realistic. So, yeah, don't act like you can't see the future because you know the mess that you need to clean up yourself. So make sure you do that so you don't slip and fall over it. All right, so this has been Workaholic Wednesdays. This is Sustainability with ArielJudah.com. This is Benjamin Ariel Thomas. We really appreciate your support. If you're interested in telling your story and you've brought a business or a humanitarian effort to scale, we love to tell your story at the Building Trust podcast, which is through the Trusted Trade Hub Network. You can reach me via my cell phone 615-821-9662. And my website is arieljudah.com. That's how you can reach me for consulting, accountability, and support. But yeah, thank you so much for your support by listening. And please look into your future and take control of it because you literally know the message that you need to clean up. Nobody knows but you. You only know the truth. The AI doesn't know the truth, only you. All right. And remember, what's fun gets done. Thank you.